Hi, I'm Reba Hervis, Artistic Director at Overshadowed Theatrical Productions. Welcome to this episode of From the Wings. Years ago, somebody creatively suggested that there was two versions of the script, 12 Angry Men. There's actually a 12 Angry Men, there's a 12 Angry Women, and there's a 12 Angry Jurors. And somebody suggested that we try the experiment and see what it would indeed be like to run both of these casts, 12 Angry Men with all men, 12 Angry Women with all women, and have 4 different directors and also be able to participate and be directed by the other people as well. Maybe some of you might like to try that and might want to kind of come in the wings and hear what these guys have to say about whether it worked or whether it didn't. With me today, I have Brad Holloman and Mike Larson, who are both in 12 Angry Men, but also direct Jessica Means and I in 12 Angry Women. What, if you have to tell our audience, would you say your number one takeaway that was something that we didn't expect from this experiment?
I think one of the challenges that I faced was directing and being on stage in the opposite cast. Early on, we had to mix the casts, so you have men and women, and I'm on stage as juror number 6, but anytime a woman would speak their lines, I'm now looking at them as director as opposed to juror number 6, and I'm completely out of the scene now.
So what I thought would be a strength to be in it and direct, you think that was a hindrance?
I learned doing both jobs, right? Actress, director. But in the end, I think that we all bit off more than we could chew.
Yeah.
Well, it was scheduling also.
Yeah, it's also
Scheduling
scheduling,
commitment with the whole cast, trying to get them all on stage at the same time.
If a director for the men directed a team of men, and a director for a woman directed a team of women, because it was also hard in addition to not even scheduling, but there's 2 tech weeks and there's just a lot, and then the expectation that you're at all of them is really a lot.
I appreciated what somebody said today when they said most of the time you learn the cue before you don't usually learn 5 lines before you, but because some of the lines are really short and snappy, you literally have to know what's coming up. And so you have to know what those 5 lines are, because the cue line might be completely the same 3 times in the play. So you have to know where you are when you say it. So it was difficult.
Yeah.
And I think we're all kind of saying the same thing and just saying it a different way. I did not realize how much work it was going to be. I'm thinking we're doing 1 play. We just have 2 different casts. When in reality, you're really doing 2 plays because it's 2 different casts. Let's talk about what was something positive that we experienced because we did this.
So along with when you have a show that's hard to bring along, it's very, very rewarding when the thing comes together, because when we got to the finish line, it was really exciting to see just how good the show is.
The girls cried
and
the first rehearsal that
amazing.
Did that.
So it's like, okay, this is a show. And then the audience responds and says, this is an amazing show, and that's probably why they're coming back. If it was not very good, they would say, well, why would I want to do that to myself twice? That's a very big positive. To see that finished result and say, we actually made this thing a fantastic show. And they're both fantastic shows.
I think one of the big positives is just we have so many audience members coming twice. I'm going to see this show and I'm going to come back and see this show. A lot of people decided to come see the next one because they saw the first one, and then they made their decision, as opposed to saying, I don't know which one I'm going to see, I'm going to see both. I mean, that was a huge positive for doing this, your ticket sales.
Right.
I think it is a great growth opportunity for both an actor and a director. You definitely, I think, can talk to blocking, because I did not block. But for me as an actress, it's not the first show I've been on the entire time, right? That you have to be present and focused. But for me, it was the listening, right? This is a show that you can't ever stop listening. You can't ever zone out, or you're not in the background next to a tree, right? We're there in the moment, and if I start to zone out, it's visible, because we're always moving and showing our thought process in that inner monologue. And you guys even had pointed things out, right? When it's not happening, you can tell when somebody is not active in the moment.
Jessica mentioned the blocking. So to have the girls look and learn from the boys getting the blocking, and then they had to take notes, and then they had to get up on stage and make it their own, was also a very unique experience, because girls don't move the same ways as guys do. The men, when they're on stage, everybody is like an island unto themselves, and they don't need alliances, and they don't need to get close to people. So their blocking is firm and distance. Whereas the girls, when they get on stage, automatically they're looking for alliances and looking for people who are going to agree with them. So they stand a little closer and they talk to each other, and they have moments as they're creating their alliances. And so it was interesting how these opposite jurors in both casts would come together, develop their characters, and then decide what they learned from each other, but then to take it apart and make it their own. And I thought that was something that really made us all stronger as actors and actresses. Did you learn anything from this experience? And that can be either as a member of Overshadowed, an audience member, a director, an actor, an actress. What is your takeaway of something you personally learned?
I learned I'm not a director, so I mean I'm fine on stage and attack. I'm a good support person, but I don't know that I want to direct. I don't know that I enjoy directing. So I don't think I mean Brad really directed the show. I tried to help and support, but it's not comfortable for me.
This show is a big undertaking for the first opportunity to
yeah, because you couldn't
direct.
say, okay, that's the scene. Much more difficult than just saying, let's take this scene and beat it up, because there really wasn't distinct scenes really.
I give you great accolades because I think the blocking's beautiful, and it was a bear.
Yeah.
And so I'm very proud of you for that, and I'm glad I didn't have to do it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Well, we thank you so much for being a part of this episode by watching it today. We'd like to ask you to continue to subscribe to our channel. And for now, this is just me talking to you from the wings.